Your thoughts are not just ideas, they are blueprints for reality. This audiobook unlocks the ancient wisdom of the quantum energy law, revealing how your consciousness directs the energy of the universe itself. Nothing in your life is accidental. It is a reflection of your vibration. The moment you grasp this truth, everything changes. The Quantum Energy Law. Introduction. Let your mind drift back to those extraordinary moments that defied explanation, when you knew who was calling before the phone rang, when you thought of someone moments before they appeared, when your deepest wishes materialized as if by magic. These were not coincidences. They were glimpses through the veil that separates ordinary perception from ultimate reality. The ancients knew what quantum physicists are only now beginning to understand. Reality is not fixed but fluid, not solid but vibrating energy, not separate from consciousness, but intimately shaped by it. This knowledge was not meant to remain hidden. It has surfaced throughout history in fragments, whispered in temples, encoded in manuscripts, and passed down through generations of mystics who understood the true nature of existence. You have been drawn to this knowledge because you are ready to awaken to your role as a conscious creator of reality. The quantum energy law reveals that your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are not merely passive observers of reality. They are the very forces that shape it. Every moment, you are broadcasting energy into the quantum field, and this field responds with perfect precision to your dominant vibration. Think of reality as an infinite ocean of possibility waves, waiting to collapse into form at the direction of consciousness. Your consciousness. When you understand this principle, truly grasp it at the deepest level of your being, you begin to see that everything in your life, every circumstance, every relationship, every experience is a reflection of your inner energy state. This ancient wisdom has been preserved and protected, waiting for the moment when humanity would be ready to reclaim its power as conscious creators. That moment is now, and you have been called to this knowledge because you are prepared to step into your true power as a shaper of reality. The universe operates through precise, immutable laws. Just as gravity works consistently whether you understand it or not, the quantum energy law is always in effect, responding to your energy with mathematical precision. Part 1. Awakening to Quantum Energy. Chapter 1. The Hidden Fabric of Reality. In the heart of an endless desert, beneath a sky painted with countless stars, walked Amir, a young seeker drawn by whispers of the Weaver of Worlds. Tales spoke of this mysterious being who sat at the loom of existence, weaving reality from threads of pure energy. For 40 days and nights, Amir traversed the shifting sands, guided only by an ancient map passed down through generations of desert wanderers. On the 40th night, exhausted and nearly broken, Amir encountered an old woman sitting beside a small fire. Her eyes held the wisdom of ages as she shared the tale of the Weaver. "Reality," she began, "is not what your eyes perceive. The solid world before you is an illusion, a dance of energy so perfectly orchestrated it appears substantial. The Weaver does not create with matter but with vibrations of pure potential, responding to the thoughts and beliefs of all beings." She revealed how mystics and quantum physicists had discovered the same truth from different paths, that consciousness itself shapes the fabric of existence. "Your thoughts," she explained, "are not confined to your mind. They ripple through the quantum field, touching and transforming everything they encounter." As dawn approached, she shared another tale, that of Hassan the fisherman. While others struggled against the mighty waves, Hassan learned to read the invisible currents that flowed beneath the surface. He discovered that by aligning with these unseen forces rather than fighting them, the sea itself seemed to guide his boat to the richest fishing grounds. "Those who understand the quantum nature of reality," she said, "move through life as Hassan moved through the waters, in harmony with the unseen forces that shape all things." To awaken your own connection to this quantum field, practice this ancient ritual of energy awareness. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Rest your hands, palms up on your lap. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Now imagine your awareness expanding like ripples on a pond. Feel the subtle sensations in your hands, the tingling, the warmth, the gentle pulsing. This is not imagination, but your first perception of the quantum energy field that surrounds and permeates all things. Slowly move your hands closer together, then further apart. Notice the resistance, the magnetic quality between them. This sensation reveals the truth. You are not separate from the field of energy that creates reality. You are an integral part of it, constantly interacting with and shaping it through your consciousness. Practice this awareness daily, and you will begin to sense the subtle ways your energy influences the world around you. Like Hassan reading the invisible currents, you too will learn to navigate the quantum field that underlies all of existence. Chapter 2. You are an energy being. In the mist-shrouded peaks of ancient mountains, where few dared to venture, lived an enigmatic hermit known for his strange teachings. One stormy evening, Alexander, a merchant who had lost his way, sought shelter in the hermit's cave. "Your body is not you," the hermit said without introduction, his voice carrying the weight of mountains. "It is merely the densest part of your energy field." Alexander laughed, dismissing the old man's words as the ramblings of isolation. But as the night deepened, peculiar events began to unfold. When Alexander spoke of his frustrations, the cave's temperature dropped sharply. When he shared tales of joy, the flames of their fire danced higher, casting warm patterns on the walls. Most striking of all, when anger filled his thoughts, small stones began to shift and roll near his feet. "You see," the hermit observed, "your energy signature reaches far beyond your flesh. Every thought, every feeling radiates outward, touching and transforming the world around you." Through the long night, the hermit revealed how humans exist as fields of living energy, constantly broadcasting their inner state into the universe. "Your thoughts and emotions are not contained within you," he explained. "They are signals, vibrations that ripple through the fabric of reality, drawing back experiences that match their frequency." To illustrate this truth, he shared the tale of Chen, a renowned artist in a distant land. Chen noticed that his paintings seemed to foretell events in his life. When he painted storms, conflicts arose. When he created scenes of abundance, opportunities flowed to him. Eventually, he realized it wasn't his brushstrokes predicting the future. They were creating it. His art was a physical expression of his inner vibration, and that vibration was shaping his reality. The hermit then taught Alexander an ancient practice for experiencing this truth directly. Stand in any room and become aware of its current atmosphere. Notice the quality of energy, heavy or light, stagnant or flowing. Now close your eyes and recall a moment of pure joy. Let this feeling fill your entire being. Hold this state for several minutes, then open your eyes and observe how the room's energy has shifted. Repeat this exercise with different emotions, watching how your inner state transforms the space around you. "This is not magic," the hermit said, "but the natural law of energy interaction. As you master your vibration, you master your reality." Chapter 3. The Observer Effect. In the hallowed halls of an ancient temple, where wisdom echoed through time-worn corridors, a devoted scholar named Ravi spent his days studying sacred texts. His master, watching him pore over manuscripts about manifestation, approached with an unusual proposition. "Beneath these very stones lies a chest of gold," the master stated simply. "But master," Ravi replied, "these floors have been swept and studied for centuries. Surely someone would have found it." "Only those who expect to find treasure will uncover it," the master said. "For the next 7 days, walk these halls knowing, not hoping, but knowing that gold awaits beneath your feet." Though skeptical, Ravi followed his master's instructions. Each morning he paced the temple floors, cultivating an unshakable certainty that treasure lay beneath. On the 7th day, his foot caught an odd groove in a stone. Upon closer inspection, he discovered a hidden chamber containing an ancient chest filled with golden artifacts. "How did generations of scholars miss this?" Ravi asked in amazement. "They saw only what they expected to see, empty stones and familiar passages," his master explained. "Your expectation shaped reality itself, bringing forth what was always possible but never manifest." This truth extends beyond temple walls, as demonstrated by the tale of Kamal, a merchant in the bustling markets of old. Each morning, Kamal would envision how his customers would behave that day. When he anticipated rudeness, even his regular patrons grew short-tempered. When he expected generosity, strangers would purchase his wares at premium prices. Eventually, he realized his expectations were not predicting behavior. They were creating it. The ancient practice of reality shaping remains accessible to all who would master it. Choose a small, specific event you wish to manifest within the next day, perhaps a purple butterfly crossing your path or receiving an unexpected gift. Spend 15 minutes in absolute certainty of this outcome. Do not hope or wish. Know it as if it has already occurred. Release the thought completely and observe how reality aligns with your expectation. Record each success, building your understanding of this fundamental law. "The universe," the master told Ravi, "is not a fixed painting, but a canvas awaiting your brushstroke of expectation." Chapter 4, Quantum Vibration. In the misty mountains of the east lived Aiden, a wandering musician who stumbled upon an ancient stringed instrument in a forgotten shrine. The instrument, crafted from wood that seemed to shimmer with an inner light, bore an inscription: "To play this lyre is to play the strings of existence itself." At first, Aiden approached it as he had every other instrument, focusing on technique and precision. But one evening, as his heart swelled with gratitude for the simple beauty of the sunset, his fingers moved of their own accord. The music that emerged was unlike anything he had ever created, and as the notes filled the air, golden light began to dance around him. Flowers bloomed out of season, and birds appeared from nowhere to join his melody. Fascinated, Aiden experimented further. When he played from a place of worry, storm clouds gathered. When he played from joy, strangers appeared bearing gifts of food and silver. He realized the instrument wasn't creating these effects, it was merely amplifying the frequency of his own emotional state. In a village not far from Aiden's mountain lived Jin, a blacksmith renowned for his exceptional craftsmanship. For years he had struggled to forge the most challenging pieces, until an old master shared a secret. Metal sings at different frequencies. Match your own energy to the frequency it needs, and it will yield to your touch. Jin discovered that when he approached his forge with frustration, the metal became brittle and unyielding. But when he aligned his breath, his focus, and his energy with the task at hand, the metal seemed to flow like water beneath his hammer. His creations became legendary, not because he had learned new techniques, but because he had mastered the art of energetic alignment. The ancient practice of frequency alignment remains available to all who would master it. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Begin with 3 deep breaths, each one raising your energy like a tuning fork being struck. Now recall a moment of pure joy, not the memory, but the feeling itself. Let it fill your chest, your throat, your entire being. Feel your vibration rising with each breath. Hold this state for several minutes, noting how your body tingles, how the air around you seems to change. This is your natural frequency of attraction. Practice this alignment daily, watching as life begins to mirror your elevated state. Through Aiden's music and Jin's forge, we glimpse the eternal truth. What we attract is not determined by what we do, but by the frequency we maintain. The universe responds not to our actions, but to our energetic signature. Chapter 5. Shifting Timelines. In the mist-shrouded valleys of an ancient mountain range, Kai followed a peculiar butterfly with wings that seemed to shimmer between different colors. The butterfly led him to a weathered stone archway covered in symbols that appeared to shift and change as he watched. As he stepped through, the world around him multiplied like fractals in a mirror. He saw himself, not one but many versions. In one reality, he had chosen to become a merchant and lived in prosperity. In another, he had remained in his village, teaching children the old ways. Each version rippled with different choices, different beliefs, different energetic frequencies. An ancient voice whispered, "Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every vibration you maintain creates a doorway. You are not walking a single path. You are navigating an infinite sea of possibilities." In a distant kingdom, a warrior named Maya prepared for the battle of her life. Night after night she trained until exhaustion, yet victory seemed impossible against her formidable opponent. One evening, an elder approached her with wisdom passed down through generations. "Close your eyes," the elder instructed. "There exists a version of you who has already achieved victory. Feel her strength, her confidence, her knowing. Step into her energy." Maya followed these instructions, immersing herself in the feeling of already being victorious. She felt her posture change, her breath deepen, her energy align with this accomplished version of herself. When the day of battle arrived, she moved with an otherworldly grace, as though she were simply remembering movements she had already mastered. The quantum field holds infinite versions of your reality. Each vibrates at a unique frequency, waiting to be activated by your consciousness. Your power lies not in creating what you desire, but in aligning with the version of reality where it already exists. Sacred practice of reality shifting. Sit in silence and close your eyes. Breathe deeply until your mind grows still. Now envision the version of you who has already manifested your deepest desire. Feel their energy, their certainty, their state of being. Notice how they move, how they speak, how they carry themselves. Begin to breathe as they breathe. Move as they move. Think as they think. Let their energy become your energy. Hold this state for several minutes, allowing yourself to fully embody this reality. You are not pretending. You are shifting your frequency to match a version of you that already exists. Open your eyes while maintaining this energy. You have just stepped into a new timeline. Chapter 6. Energetic Resistance. In a monastery perched high in the mountains, young Jin approached Master Chen with frustration etched across his face. For months he had diligently practiced the ancient manifestation rituals, yet his deepest wishes remained unfulfilled. "Why do my prayers go unheard?" Jin asked, his voice heavy with disappointment. Without speaking, Master Chen led him down a winding path to the rushing river below. The water moved with tremendous force, carving its path through ancient stone. "Step into the river," Master Chen instructed, "and push against its flow with all your might." Zhen waded into the cool water and pressed his hands against the current. The more he pushed, the more the river pushed back, nearly knocking him off balance. His muscles strained as he fought against the unstoppable force. "Now," Master Chen called out, "stop resisting and let the river guide you." As Zhen relaxed his stance, he found himself moving in harmony with the water, floating effortlessly in its embrace. In the valley below lived Wei, a gardener whose heart yearned to grow the most beautiful flowers in the land. Each morning, he carefully tended his garden, yet his flowers withered, while his neighbors' gardens flourished. Unknown to Wei, each time he watered his plants, his thoughts poisoned the soil. "These seeds are probably too old. The soil isn't rich enough. The weather isn't right." One day an old woman passed by his garden. "Your flowers don't grow because you plant doubt alongside your seeds," she observed. "Your disbelief is stronger than your desire. The universe flows like the river, carrying all possibilities toward you. But when you resist through fear, doubt, or contradiction, you create a force that blocks this natural flow. Your prayers are always heard, but your resistance prevents their manifestation." Sacred practice of energy clearing. Find a quiet space and settle into a comfortable position. Place your hands over your heart and breathe deeply. With each exhale, release a layer of resistance. Breathe out your doubts about deserving. Breathe out your fears of disappointment. Breathe out your disbelief in what's possible. Now imagine a golden light flowing through you, dissolving any remaining blocks. Feel yourself becoming like the river, fluid, accepting, in perfect flow. As this radiant energy moves through your body, let it illuminate every corner of doubt, every shadow of disbelief. The light carries with it the power of pure possibility, washing away layers of limitation that have accumulated over time. Stay here until you sense a lightness in your being, a sign that resistance has melted away, and you have become a perfect channel for the universe's abundance. Chapter 7. The Quantum Vacuum. In a time beyond memory, a mystic named Rayon dwelled in a hidden cave at the edge of existence. Those who sought his wisdom spoke of his ability to manifest objects from thin air, as though pulling them from an invisible realm. One day, a truth-seeker journeyed to his cave. "Show me where creation begins," she asked. Rayon guided her deep into the cave until no light remained. In the perfect darkness, he whispered, "This void you fear is the womb of all possibilities. Before there was something, there was nothing, and within that nothing lived everything that could ever be." As her eyes adjusted, she began to perceive subtle movements in the darkness, like ripples in an infinite ocean. The emptiness wasn't empty at all. It pulsed with potential, waiting to be called into form. In a distant city lived Kamal, an inventor who struggled to bring his visions to life. Each night he would sketch his ideas, only to crumple them in frustration. One evening, exhausted from his efforts, he sat in silence. In that space between thoughts, a strange clarity emerged. He realized that every invention he sought already existed in potential form, waiting to be discovered rather than created. The quantum vacuum is not a void of nothingness, but a field of infinite possibility. Like an ocean of unmanifested energy, it contains every conceivable reality in seed form. Your consciousness is the force that causes these seeds to sprout into physical existence. Sacred practice of stillness. Sit in absolute silence, close your eyes, and allow your awareness to sink deeper and deeper into the space between your thoughts. Feel yourself entering the quantum field, the birthplace of all creation. Notice how this field isn't empty but charged with potential. Let your breath become so subtle that you barely disturb the air, like the gentlest whisper of wind across still waters. In this profound stillness, sense the infinite possibilities surrounding you, each one a seed of potential waiting to bloom into existence. You are not separate from this field. You are it, expressing itself in human form, a living embodiment of the universe exploring its own nature. Rest here, in the void where all things begin, until you feel the stirring of creation within you, like the first rays of dawn awakening a sleeping world. Allow yourself to merge with this sacred space where thought transforms into reality, where dreams take shape in the quantum dance of creation. Chapter 8, Embodying the Future You Now. Among the mist-shrouded peaks of an ancient mountain range, Ajar sought the legendary Oracle of Mirrors. After a grueling climb, he found not a grand temple, but a simple cave where an old woman sat before a pool of still water. "I see you seek to change your path," she said without looking up. "Yet you search outside for what lies within." She beckoned him closer to the pool. As Ajar gazed into its depths, his reflection shifted, showing not who he was, but who he could become, confident, accomplished, radiating an inner power he had never known. "The future you desire already exists," the oracle whispered. "To reach it, you must become it. Your present self cannot enter a future that belongs to a different version of you." In the bustling markets of a distant city lived Kadir, a merchant whose stall was modest and whose purse was light. One day he noticed how wealthy traders carried themselves, their posture, their speech, the way they conducted business with unwavering certainty. Something stirred within him. Instead of hoping for prosperity, he began to embody it. He arranged his simple goods with the same care a jeweler might display precious gems. He greeted customers with the confidence of a successful businessman. He walked, talked, and negotiated as though abundance was his natural state. Within months, his small stall grew into a shop. The shop became an emporium. His certainty had shaped reality itself. The universe responds not to what you want, but to who you are. Every desired reality has a corresponding energy signature, a specific frequency of thought, emotion, and belief. When you align yourself with this signature, you become a natural match for that reality. This is not pretense or mere acting. It is energetic alignment at the deepest level. The future version of you who has already achieved your dreams exists now in potential form. By embodying their energy, you create a bridge between present and future. Future self-integration practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to expand. Picture your future self who has already manifested your deepest desires. Observe how they move, speak, and interact with the world. Now feel their energy flowing into you. Notice how they hold their body, their level of confidence, their state of being. Allow yourself to merge with this energy until the boundary between present and future self begins to dissolve. Throughout your day, pause occasionally and ask, "How would my future self approach this situation?" Then align your energy with that higher version of you. Let their certainty become your certainty, their peace become your peace, their mastery become your mastery. Feel their wisdom flowing through your actions, their confidence guiding your choices. With each conscious alignment, you strengthen the bridge between present and future, allowing that elevated state of being to manifest more fully in your current experience. Your future self's qualities are not distant aspirations, but living potentials waiting to be embodied in this moment. Chapter 9, The Cosmic Mirror. In a kingdom long forgotten by time, King Adil ruled from a golden throne, yet peace eluded him. Each morning he gazed across his realm, watching as storms gathered when his heart was troubled, and sunshine broke through when joy touched his spirit. One dawn, as anxiety gripped him over neighboring threats, he noticed the castle walls had begun to crack. When fear of betrayal haunted his thoughts, his most loyal advisors grew distant. But on days when gratitude filled his heart, the gardens bloomed with unprecedented vigor. And when he felt genuine love for his people, the kingdom prospered beyond measure. A wise elder observed his pattern and approached the throne. "Your Majesty," she said, "have you not noticed? The kingdom is but a mirror, reflecting the landscape of your inner world." Through months of observation, King Adil discovered the truth. His realm was not responding to his commands, but to his consciousness. The kingdom's prosperity flowed not from his decrees, but from his state of being. In a distant village lived Tamir, a craftsman known for his exquisite woodwork. Though his skill was great, his creations varied dramatically with his self-image. When doubt clouded his mind, his pieces emerged rough and uninspired. But in moments when he recognized his mastery, his hands carved wonders that seemed touched by divine grace. One day Tamir realized that his work reflected not his technical ability, which remained constant, but his inner relationship with himself. As he learned to honor his gifts, his reputation soared. His self-worth shaped not only his creations, but the opportunities that flowed into his life. The outer world serves as a faithful mirror, reflecting back your deepest beliefs and emotional states. This is not metaphor, but universal law. Your circumstances, relationships, and experiences align precisely with your inner landscape. Change within and the outer must follow. This is the immutable nature of reality. Inner world alignment practice. Sit in stillness and observe your current circumstances without judgment. Notice how each aspect of your life reflects your inner state. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing yourself to sense the connection between your thoughts, emotions, and the world around you. Close your eyes and feel the energy of your being. What beliefs do you hold about yourself? What emotions dominate your inner space? As you identify these patterns, recognize them in your external reality. Now consciously choose a new inner state. If you seek abundance, cultivate inner wealth. If you desire peace, become peace itself. Hold this elevated state for several minutes, knowing the outer world must shift to match this new frequency. Throughout your day, pause to align your inner state with your desired reality. Remember, the universe is not responding to your wishes, but to your way of being. Let your inner transformation guide the reshaping of your outer world. Chapter 10. The Quantum Shift. In a hidden grove where ancient trees whispered secrets of the ages, a student named Rael sought wisdom from Master Chen. For years, Rael had traveled far and wide, collecting knowledge like precious gems, believing each new teaching would finally unlock his potential. "Tell me, Master," Rael asked, "what final wisdom will complete my understanding?" Master Chen smiled, his eyes twinkling with knowing amusement. "What if I told you that you have carried the greatest power within you since the day you drew your first breath?" Rael's brow furrowed. "But I have studied for years." "And in all your studies," Master Chen replied, "have you not simply remembered what your soul has always known? When truth resonates, does it not feel like recognizing an old friend?" Through a series of gentle questions, Master Chen guided Rael to see how every profound teaching had merely awakened something dormant within him. Each principle, the fluid nature of reality, the power of vibration, the mirror of consciousness, had felt true because they were already written in his being. The universe is not external to you, Master Chen explained. You are the universe experiencing itself. The power you seek is not something to attain, but to remember. Every law we have explored is simply an aspect of your true nature. In that moment, Rael understood. His years of seeking had not been about accumulating knowledge, but about stripping away the layers that concealed his inherent wisdom. The quantum field was not separate from him, it was him. The power to shape reality was not a skill to master, but his natural state of being. Energy activation practice. Find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and place your hands over your heart. Breathe deeply, feeling the life force flowing through your body. Speak these words of remembrance. I am not separate from the power that creates worlds. I am that power in expression. I now reclaim my natural state of being. Feel the energy rising within you, not as something new, but as an ancient force awakening from slumber. Let it fill every cell, every thought, every breath. Allow yourself to remember your true nature. Feel the artificial boundaries between you and the universe dissolving. You are not learning these principles. You are remembering who you have always been. Sit in this awareness for as long as feels right. When you open your eyes, carry this remembrance with you. You are not becoming powerful. You are power itself, awakening to its true nature. Part 2. Mastering the Quantum Manifestation Process. Chapter 11. Energy Calibration. In the misty harbors of an ancient port, a traveler named Jin searched for Ryu, a navigator whose ships never lost their way. Tales spoke of Ryu's ability to guide vessels through storms that swallowed other ships whole, and through fogs so thick they seemed solid as stone. When Jin finally found him, Ryu stood barefoot on weathered planks, eyes closed, swaying slightly, as if to music only he could hear. "How do you navigate when stars hide and storms rage?" Jin asked. Ryu opened his eyes. "Remove your shoes," he said simply. "Feel what lies beneath." Jin did as instructed, and Ryu guided his attention to subtle sensations beneath his feet. The world pulses with currents of energy, like rivers flowing beneath the earth. When you align with these currents, you flow effortlessly toward your destination. But how does this help at sea, Jin wondered. The same energy flows everywhere, Ryu explained. Success in any endeavor comes not from forcing your way forward, but from aligning with the natural flow of universal energy. When I navigate, I attune my being to the frequency of my destination. The ship follows as naturally as water flows downhill. To demonstrate, Ryu led Jin onto his ship. Instead of consulting maps or stars, he closed his eyes and adjusted his posture, breath, and energy until he felt complete resonance with their intended harbor. The ship, as if guided by an invisible hand, glided smoothly through the fog. In the mountains far away, a sculptor named Maya discovered this same truth through stone. Before touching her chisel to marble, she would sit with the raw stone for days, attuning herself to its essence until she could feel the finished masterpiece resonating within. Only when her energy matched the frequency of her vision would she begin to sculpt, and the stone seemed to release its form effortlessly beneath her hands. Energy alignment practice. Sit quietly and focus on your breath. Feel the energy flowing through your body. Now bring to mind a goal or desire. Instead of straining toward it, sense its unique frequency, how it would feel to already be living that reality. Adjust your breath, posture, and emotional state until you feel yourself resonating with that frequency, like Ryu feeling the currents beneath his feet, or Maya sensing the sculpture within the stone. Allow yourself to align naturally with the energy of your desire. Maintain this resonance for several minutes, noting how your body feels when in perfect alignment. Pay attention to the subtle shifts in your energy, perhaps a warmth in your chest, a lightness in your limbs, or a deep sense of peace washing over you. This is your compass, your chisel, the tool that transforms possibility into reality through the science of energetic alignment. Like a master craftsman who knows the exact pressure needed to shape stone, you will learn to recognize and cultivate these moments of perfect attunement, for they are the gateway through which your desires flow into manifestation. Chapter 12. Thought Form Alchemy. In a remote monastery perched high in mist-shrouded peaks, young Kai knelt beside Master Chen as the elderly monk held a simple clay bowl filled with water. The morning light filtered through paper screens, casting gentle shadows across the wooden floor. Master Chen's voice emerged soft yet resonant, ancient syllables flowing like a mountain stream. As his chant deepened, the water in the bowl began to shimmer. Kai's eyes widened as the liquid transformed, radiating pure light that illuminated the chamber. Water teaches us the most fundamental truth of manifestation, Master Chen explained, his eyes reflecting the luminescent bowl. It takes the shape of whatever contains it, without resistance or question. Your thoughts possess this same quality. They are fluid energy waiting to be shaped. He gestured to the glowing water. This transformation occurred not through the words I spoke, but through the energy pattern I held within my mind. Thoughts are not mere whispers in the dark. They are living forms of energy that, once given shape, seek physical expression. In a distant city, an inventor named Thomas labored in his workshop, surrounded by failed attempts and discarded drawings. Night after night, he held the image of his invention in his mind with unwavering focus. Others called his idea impossible, but Thomas understood that possibility existed first in thought before manifesting in form. Each evening he would sit in silence, crafting the energy pattern of his creation with such clarity that he could feel its presence in the room. Gradually, the physical components began arranging themselves, drawn together by the magnetic pull of his sustained vision. The thought form manifestation practice. Take a blank piece of paper and write your intention in present tense. Sit in a quiet space and close your eyes. Breathe deeply until your mind grows still. Begin to shape your intention in your mind's eye with crystal clarity. See every detail, feel the emotions it evokes, sense its presence as if it already exists. Hold this focus until you feel the energy of your thought form vibrating in your awareness. Like water taking the shape of its vessel, let your energy flow into this mental construct until it feels solid and real. Maintain this visualization until you sense your thought form radiating with its own light, just as Master Chen's water transformed through focused intention. This practice combines the fluid adaptability of water with the unwavering focus of the inventor. Through regular practice, you will learn to transmute pure thought into tangible reality, bridging the gap between the unseen and the manifest world. Chapter 13. The Quantum Leap. In the shadow of towering cliffs, Ryu knelt before an ancient battlefield, his sword trembling in his grip. 1,000 enemy warriors approached, their footsteps thundering like distant storm clouds. Victory seemed impossible. As dawn's first light touched the valley, a figure emerged from the morning mist, an ageless sage wrapped in simple robes. The sage's eyes held wisdom that transcended time itself. "Your escape lies not in fighting or fleeing," the sage spoke, his voice carrying on the wind. "It lies in jumping into the unseen." "I don't understand," Ryu whispered, the enemy's approach growing louder. Reality is not a single path, but infinite possibilities existing simultaneously. Your consciousness determines which reality you experience. Jump into the version of yourself who has already triumphed. With the enemy mere moments away, Ryu closed his eyes. Instead of preparing for battle, he let go of his identity as a cornered warrior. In that instant, he chose to become victory itself. When his eyes opened, the battlefield was empty. He stood alone, surrounded by morning dew and gentle birdsong. The reality of conflict had dissolved, replaced by peace. In a bustling marketplace, a struggling merchant named Darius faced bankruptcy. Each night he counted his dwindling coins until one evening he simply stopped. Instead of planning how to survive another day, he made a single powerful decision. "I am no longer this person," he declared to his reflection. In that moment, he stepped fully into the identity of the successful trader he wished to become. He changed his posture, his tone, his very way of being. By morning, opportunities that had been invisible suddenly appeared before him, as if they had always been there, waiting for him to shift into the consciousness that could perceive them. The quantum identity shift. Stand in a quiet space and feel the energy of your current self. Now imagine your desired future self as a distinct energy field before you. Notice its vibration, its confidence, its knowing. Take one physical step forward, and as you do, let go of your current identity completely. Allow yourself to merge with the energy of your future self. Feel its characteristics, its certainty, its accomplishments flowing into your being. This is not pretending or rehearsing, it is choosing to exist as your future self now. Your consciousness has already made the leap, reality must follow. Maintain this shifted state as you move through your day, knowing that time is an illusion and transformation happens in the eternal now. Chapter 14. Collapsing Time. In a remote mountain sanctuary, where ancient stone steps spiraled toward the heavens, 7 seekers gathered around Jen, an elder whose silver hair seemed to shimmer with starlight. The seekers had journeyed far, each carrying dreams that felt eternally distant. "Time," Jen spoke, holding up an hourglass, "is not what you believe it to be. It flows not like this sand, but bends to the power of consciousness itself." He guided them to form a circle, placing a seed in each of their palms. "Plant these seeds in these pots before you. But first, you must forget everything you know about waiting." The seekers planted their seeds, and Jen instructed them to close their eyes. Release your awareness of minutes, hours, days. Feel only the completion, your seed already grown, already bloomed. As they sat in this timeless space, something extraordinary occurred. Within moments, tiny green shoots emerged from the soil, reaching upward with impossible speed. The seekers gasped, their eyes wide with wonder. When consciousness detaches from linear time, Jen explained, reality responds not to the calendar, but to the energy of completion. In a distant valley, a farmer named Chen faced a devastating drought. His crops typically required 3 months to mature, time he didn't have before the harsh winter would destroy everything. One evening, as Chen walked his fields, he met an old woman who shared a curious secret. "Stop counting the days," she advised. "Live as though your harvest is already here." Chen shifted his entire focus. Instead of checking his fields each morning for growth, he prepared his storage barn. Rather than worry about the timeline, he lived each moment in gratitude for the abundance he knew was already his. To his amazement, his crops matured in just 1 month, a phenomenon that defied agricultural science. The timeless manifestation practice. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Let go of all concepts of time. past, present, and future dissolve into one eternal moment. Feel your desire as though it exists now, not as a future possibility, but as a current reality. Release all awareness of when or how long. Immerse yourself in the feeling of completion. Your desire is not approaching. It is here, manifested fully in this timeless moment. Maintain this state of timeless completion as you open your eyes. Move through your day from this space of already having, already being, already experiencing what you seek. Remember, time is not your master but a servant of consciousness. When you release its bonds, manifestation occurs at the speed of thought. Chapter 15. Magnetism versus Force. Along the shores of a timeless sea, two fishermen cast their nets each dawn. Rashid strained against the waves, fighting nature's rhythm with desperate determination. His muscles ached, his nets often tore, and still the fish eluded him. Nearby, Omar simply watched the waters dance. He noticed how schools of fish followed invisible currents, how they gathered where warm and cool waters met. Without struggle, he placed his net in these natural gathering places, allowing abundance to flow to him. The sea gives freely to those who understand her ways, Omar shared one evening. When you align with her rhythm rather than impose your will, she becomes generous beyond measure. The universe operates on this same principle. Like the ocean's currents, quantum energy flows in natural patterns. Those who struggle against these currents exhaust themselves, while those who align with them experience effortless manifestation. In the bustling markets of an ancient city, two merchants sold their wares. Kamal pursued every customer, his anxiety about wealth pushing people away. But Amir sat peacefully among his goods, emanating the quiet confidence of one who knows abundance is assured. People naturally gravitated to his stall, drawn by his energy of prosperity. "I do not chase wealth," Amir explained. "I simply become the energy of abundance itself. When you embody what you seek, it naturally finds its way to you." This is the secret of quantum attraction. Force creates resistance, while alignment creates magnetism. When you struggle to attract something, you actually push it away. But when you become the energy of what you desire, you naturally draw it toward you. The magnetic embodiment practice. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Instead of focusing on what you want, feel yourself becoming what you seek. If it's abundance, feel the peace of having more than enough. If it's love, feel yourself radiating unconditional love. Let go of all striving. Release the need to make anything happen. Simply exist as the energy you wish to attract. Feel how this state of being naturally draws your desires to you, just as Omar's understanding of the sea's rhythms brought fish to his net. Move through your day from this place of embodiment rather than pursuit. Notice how life responds differently when you attract rather than chase. Feel how doors begin to open effortlessly, how synchronicities multiply, and how what you desire naturally gravitates toward you. Like a flower that need not strain to attract the bee, your very essence becomes a beacon that draws forth what resonates with your transformed state of being. Chapter 16. Sacred Symbols and Quantum Codes. In the misty heights of an ancient mountain range, a wanderer named Chen followed whispered legends of a hidden sanctuary. As dawn's first light touched the peaks, he discovered an entrance carved with luminous symbols that seemed to pulse with their own radiance. Within the temple's depths, patterns of light danced across walls covered in geometric forms. Each symbol glowed with an otherworldly essence, casting shadows that moved contrary to natural law. An aged priest, his robes adorned with similar markings, emerged from the shadows. These are not mere decorations, the priest revealed, tracing a glowing spiral with his finger. They are keys that unlock the language of creation itself. The universe speaks in patterns, and those who understand its alphabet gain the power to reshape reality. Through the priest's guidance, Chen learned that every symbol carried a specific frequency, a vibration that resonated with different aspects of existence. A triangle pointing upward channeled manifestation energy. A spiral drew in abundance. Certain combinations of lines and curves could amplify intention beyond ordinary limits. In a distant valley, a craftsman named Wei created intricate patterns in his metalwork. Those who wore his designs reported strange occurrences. Business owners found unexpected success. Lovers reunited. Healers' powers strengthened. Wei had discovered that certain arrangements of lines and curves carried power, though he knew not why. The symbols choose their meaning through you, the priest explained to Chen. Their power lies not in their form alone, but in the intention you infuse them with. The sacred symbol creation. Find a quiet space and center yourself through breath. Allow your deepest intention to rise naturally in your mind. What transformation do you seek? What reality do you wish to manifest? With this intention held clearly, let your hand move freely on paper. Draw whatever shapes or patterns emerge, trusting that universal wisdom flows through you. The symbol may be simple or complex. Its power lies not in its intricacy, but in the energy you imbue it with. Once complete, hold your symbol in both hands. Breathe life into it with your focused intention. Feel its energy connecting with yours, creating a bridge between thought and manifestation. This is now your personal key to unlocking quantum potential. Keep this symbol where you can see it daily, or carry it with you as a talisman of transformation. Let it serve as both a reminder and an amplifier of your manifestation energy, a bridge between your conscious desires and the infinite field of possibility. Through this sacred geometry, you speak directly to the universe in its own language, the pure mathematics of creation itself. Like an ancient sigil awakened by your intention, this symbol becomes a focal point through which your desires flow into physical form. Chapter 17. The Gateway of the Heart. In the heart of a bustling marketplace, a traveler named Rayan searched for the source of ultimate power. He had journeyed through sacred mountains, studied with mystics, and explored ancient temples, yet true power eluded him. One evening, as the sun painted the sky in amber hues, an elder sat beneath a weathered oak tree, observing Rayan's restless wandering. "You seek what cannot be found through seeking," the elder called out. "The greatest power lies not in the heavens above nor in the earth below, but in the sacred chamber of your own heart." Rayan scoffed. "How can something so common hold such power?" The elder placed his hand over his heart. "Your heart generates an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain. When you align with this field through love and gratitude, you become a living beacon of manifestation." In a village not far away lived a healer named Maya. Unlike other healers who used herbs and potions, Maya simply placed her hands over the afflicted while focusing on pure love. Those she touched spoke of miraculous transformations, not just in their bodies, but in their entire lives. Some found unexpected opportunities, others reconciled with long-lost family, and many discovered their true purpose. "What is your secret?" they would ask. "I simply step aside and let my heart's energy flow," Maya would answer. "When we access this field, we tap into the universe's own creative force." The heart, the elder explained to Rayan, is not merely a physical pump, but a gateway to quantum transformation. When you generate elevated emotions like love, joy, and gratitude, you create a coherent energy field that attracts similar frequencies from the universe. Heart field activation practice. Find a peaceful space and settle into a comfortable position. Place both hands over your heart center. Breathe deeply, allowing each breath to flow in and out through this sacred space. Recall a moment of pure love, joy, or gratitude. Let this memory fill your entire being. Feel the warmth spreading from your heart, creating waves of coherent energy that extend beyond your body. As you maintain this elevated state, imagine your heart's electromagnetic field growing stronger, reaching out in all directions. This field becomes a magnetic force, attracting and manifesting your deepest desires through the power of love. Stay in this heart-coherent state for several minutes, allowing the field to strengthen and stabilize. This is your natural state of manifestation, where thought, emotion, and quantum energy align perfectly. Practice this heart field activation daily, particularly when setting intentions or seeking to manifest. The electromagnetic field of your heart, when charged with pure love and gratitude, becomes an unstoppable force of creation. As you strengthen this practice, you'll discover that your manifesting power grows exponentially, attracting experiences that align perfectly with your highest vision. Remember, the strongest power in the universe flows through the gateway of your own heart. It is here in this sacred chamber that miracles are born and dreams take flight. Chapter 18. Rewriting the Cosmic Script. In a small village by the sea, a young boy named Kai sat at the feet of an elderly storyteller as the evening sun cast long shadows across the sand. The boy's eyes were red from crying, haunted by memories of a storm that had taken his father's fishing boat. "The past is not carved in stone," the storyteller whispered, her voice carrying ancient wisdom. "It is like footprints in the sand, waiting to be reshaped by the tides of consciousness." Kai looked up, confusion mixing with hope. "But how can something that already happened be changed?" The storyteller produced a bowl of clear water and 3 stones. Place these stones in the water, each representing a moment that brings you sorrow. As you drop them, feel the weight of that memory. As Kai followed her instructions, the storyteller continued. "Now, watch closely. The water holds every story ever told, every moment ever lived. Your memories are not fixed events. They are living energy, shaped by the meaning you give them." She guided Kai to see his father's last voyage not as a tragedy, but as a testament to courage and love. With each new perspective, the water in the bowl seemed to shimmer differently, reflecting new possibilities. In a distant monastery, a monk named Chen carried the burden of past mistakes until he discovered an ancient scroll about timeline transformation. The scroll taught that by changing the energy signature of a memory, one could alter its ripples through time. Chen spent days in meditation, reframing each regret as a lesson in wisdom, each failure as a step toward enlightenment. As his perception shifted, so did his reality, the weight of karma lifting from his shoulders. The core truth emerges. Your past exists as an energetic imprint, continuously influenced by your present consciousness. By shifting the emotional charge and meaning of past events, you create new neural pathways and energetic patterns that reshape your current reality. Timeline revision practice. Sit in peaceful solitude with your eyes closed. Visualize a significant past event that still carries emotional charge. Instead of viewing it through the lens of pain or regret, begin to see it as a catalyst for growth and transformation. Float above your timeline, observing this event from a higher perspective. Notice how this moment connected to later experiences, leading you to where you needed to be. Feel the energy of the memory transforming as you infuse it with new understanding. Now imagine this revised version rippling forward through time, creating new patterns in your present moment. Allow your cellular memory to update, accepting this new energetic imprint as your truth. Complete the practice by expressing gratitude for the wisdom gained through this experience, recognizing that every moment serves the evolution of your consciousness. Chapter 19, The Art of Receiving. In a fertile valley where ancient wisdom still whispers through the soil, a farmer named Thomas labored from dawn till dusk. His field stretched vast and green, promising an abundant harvest, yet something troubled his spirit. Each morning he would plant his seeds with clenched fists, his shoulders tight with worry, his mind clouded with doubt about whether he deserved nature's bounty. An old woman appeared at his gate one morning, watching as he worked. "Your seeds will grow," she said, "but can you receive what they offer?" Thomas paused, wiping sweat from his brow. "Of course I can receive. I harvest every season." The old woman approached him, taking his hand. "Your fingers are closed so tightly they've forgotten how to open. Show me how you would catch falling rain." When Thomas demonstrated, his palms remained partially closed, as if protecting something within. The old woman shook her head. "The universe cannot fill a closed vessel." In the mountains far away, a musician named Jin struggled to compose his life's work. Night after night, he forced melodies onto paper, gripping his pen with such intensity it nearly snapped. One evening, exhausted from trying, he fell asleep at his desk. In his dreams, music flowed like water, and he realized he had been trying to capture it rather than channel it. Upon waking, Jin laid down his pen, opened his hands, and simply listened. The melody that had eluded him for so long finally flowed through him effortlessly. The universe operates through a constant flow of giving and receiving. Like breathing, both aspects must remain unobstructed. Many master the art of action, of planting seeds, of creating, of manifesting, yet few understand the subtle art of receiving. Your energy field must remain open and receptive for abundance to flow into your life. Receiving meditation. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Place your hands on your lap, palms facing upward. Feel the subtle energy tingling in your palms. Breathe deeply, imagining your entire being as a vessel of pure reception. With each breath, release any guilt or unworthiness about receiving abundance. Feel your energy field expanding, becoming more permeable to blessings. Visualize golden light flowing into every cell of your body, meeting no resistance. Silently affirm, "I open myself completely to receive all that the universe offers. I am worthy of unlimited abundance. I trust in the flow of life." Maintain this state of receptivity for several minutes, allowing yourself to simply be. Notice any resistance and gently let it dissolve, like ice melting in warm sunlight. Feel how your entire being softens and expands with each breath. Remember, the universe cannot pour more into hands that are already clenched. Just as a tightly closed flower cannot receive the morning dew, a closed heart and mind cannot welcome the abundance that seeks to flow into your life. Chapter 20, The Unseen Forces. In a bustling marketplace, Rashid stood bewildered at a crossroads. A merchant had given him incorrect directions to the sacred temple he sought, and now he found himself lost in an unfamiliar city. As he pondered his next move, a white dove landed at his feet, dropping a small copper coin. The coin bore a strange symbol, 3 intertwined circles. Minutes later, he noticed the same symbol carved into a wooden door nearby. Following his intuition, he entered the building, discovering an old library where a manuscript lay open on a table. Its pages revealed the exact directions to the temple he sought. This was merely the beginning. Throughout his journey, Rashid encountered a series of inexplicable alignments: a child humming the same melody he'd heard in a dream, a stranger speaking the very words his grandmother had told him on her deathbed, patterns repeating in ways that defied ordinary explanation. The universe speaks in the language of synchronicity. What appears as coincidence to the untrained eye is actually the cosmic dance of quantum connection. Every meaningful coincidence serves as a signpost, guiding you toward your highest path. In the halls of a great university, scholar Chen dismissed such notions as mere superstition. Each day he noticed the number 444 appearing on clocks, in book pages, on buildings, but rationalized it away. He ignored the recurring dreams of a golden key, dismissed the repeated mentions of an ancient text by strangers. Only when these signs led him to a hidden chamber containing the very knowledge he had spent decades seeking did he understand. The universe had been guiding him all along. The quantum field responds to your consciousness, arranging itself into meaningful patterns that reflect your inner journey. These synchronicities serve as confirmation that you are in alignment with your path, or as gentle nudges guiding you back when you stray. Sacred Practice, the Synchronicity Journal. Begin each morning by stating your openness to receiving guidance. Throughout your day, record every meaningful coincidence, no matter how small it seems. Note patterns in numbers, repeated phrases, unexpected encounters, or dreams that manifest in waking life. For each synchronicity, write the event or sign, your immediate feeling or intuition about its meaning, any guidance it might be offering, actions you feel called to take in response. Review your journal regularly, looking for patterns that might reveal deeper messages. Remember that the universe's language is subtle. It whispers rather than shouts, suggests rather than demands. Through this practice, you will develop your ability to read the quantum signs that surround you, transforming your life into a guided journey rather than a series of random events. Part 3. Bending Reality and Becoming a Quantum Master. Chapter 21. Tapping into the Infinite. Along the winding path to Mount Serenity, Jen carried an empty clay bowl, seeking the legendary Master Wei. Finding the sage beneath a gnarled oak tree, Jen asked, "Where does the power to create worlds come from?" Master Wei's eyes sparkled as he gestured to Jen's bowl. "Fill it." "With what, Master?" "Water from the stream, flowers from the meadow." "With awareness," Master Wei replied. Puzzled, Jen sat cross-legged and gazed into the empty vessel. Hours passed as he studied its curved walls, its hollow center, the play of light across its surface. Gradually, his mind quieted. In the stillness, he began to sense something within the emptiness, a vast, limitless potential. "Do you see?" Master Wei whispered. "The void is not empty. It holds everything that ever was or will be." In that moment, Jen understood. The bowl's emptiness mirrored the quantum field, the source from which all creation springs. His awareness touched this infinite space, and he felt the pulse of pure possibility. In a distant valley there lived an artist named Ming who stood before his blank canvas each morning. Other painters rushed to fill their canvases, but Ming knew better. He had learned to commune with the empty space before him, understanding that within its whiteness existed every masterpiece waiting to be born. "The canvas is not empty," he would say to his apprentices. "It is pregnant with infinite potential. Our role is not to force creation, but to allow it to emerge from the sacred void. The quantum field exists as pure potential, an infinite ocean of possibility waiting to be shaped by consciousness." When you access this field through presence rather than effort, you tap into the very source of creation itself. Sacred practice, the void. Meditation. Find a quiet space and sit comfortably. Place your hands in your lap, forming a bowl shape. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to the space within your cupped hands. Feel the emptiness there, not as an absence but as pure potential. Allow your breath to slow and deepen. With each exhale, sink deeper into awareness of the void. Notice how this emptiness feels alive, vibrating with possibility. Rest in this space of pure potential, knowing that from here, all things can manifest. Remain in this state of receptive awareness for as long as feels natural, allowing the void to speak its timeless wisdom through the silence. Let your consciousness float freely in this space of pure possibility, neither grasping nor resisting. When complete, slowly open your eyes, carrying the sensation of infinite potential within you like a sacred flame that illuminates your path forward. Chapter 22. Quantum Healing. In a remote mountain village, whispers spread of Shen, a humble healer whose touch could banish any ailment. People traveled great distances, bringing their suffering and pain, seeking miracles. Yet when asked about his gift, Shen's response remained constant. I do not heal the body. I remind it of its perfection. One day, a mother brought her daughter who had not walked since birth. As Shen placed his hands above the child, his eyes closed in deep meditation. Your body knows its original design, he murmured. It remembers wholeness. Within moments, the girl's legs began to tingle with newfound energy, and she took her first steps. The physical form exists as a pattern of energy, continuously responding to the frequencies we emit through our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. When we hold discord within our energy field, it manifests as illness or limitation. Yet by aligning with the vibration of perfect health, we allow the body to return to its natural state of balance. In the Eastern kingdoms there lived a warrior named Kai, who carried a wound that would not heal. Healers applied their strongest medicines, yet the injury persisted. One night, in meditation, Kai realized the wound remained because it held the memory of betrayal from his past. As he released the old pain, allowing forgiveness to flow, his body responded. By morning, the wound had vanished, leaving no trace. Quantum healing practice. Sit in stillness and close your eyes. Breathe deeply, allowing your awareness to settle into your body. Visualize a golden light of perfect health flowing through every cell. As this light moves through you, it carries the exact frequency of wholeness, reminding each atom of its divine blueprint. See this healing light dissolving any energy blockages, restoring balance wherever needed. Feel your body responding, remembering its natural state of vitality. Hold this frequency of perfect health, knowing that as you align with it, your physical form must follow. Let this divine resonance flow through every organ, tissue, and cell, awakening their inherent intelligence. Trust in the ancient wisdom of your body as it responds to this sacred vibration, allowing all systems to harmonize with the perfect blueprint held within your soul's memory. Continue this visualization until you feel a shift in your energy field, a lightness, a tingling, or a deep sense of peace washing over you. Your body knows the exact frequency it needs to restore perfect balance. Complete the practice by expressing heartfelt gratitude for your body's infinite wisdom and its remarkable power to heal, knowing that this sacred alignment ripples through every level of your being. Chapter 23. Resonance Mastery. In a hidden valley where ancient melodies still whisper through the air, lived Master Chen, keeper of sacred harmonies. Each morning, he would tune an ancient stringed instrument with such precision that its resonance could bring tears to those who listened. His young apprentice Lin watched with growing frustration as his own attempts to create such beauty fell short. "Master," Lin said one day, "no matter how I try, my music remains discordant. What am I missing?" Master Chen placed his instrument down and picked up a single string. "Watch carefully," he instructed, attaching the string to 2 posts. Too loose, and the vibration dissipates into nothingness. Too tight, and the tension destroys itself. But here, he adjusted the string with expert fingers until it hummed perfectly. Here is where miracles reside. The universe operates on this same principle. Each soul must find its perfect tension, its precise frequency, to manifest miraculous outcomes. When your energy wavers too low through doubt or fear, manifestation weakens and fades. When you strain too hard, forcing outcomes through anxiety or desperation, the delicate thread of creation snaps. In the western valleys lived a gardener named Wei, whose crops flourished beyond explanation. While others fought against drought and frost, Wei's gardens remained vibrant and alive. Those who watched him work noticed he never seemed to labor. Instead, he hummed an ancient tune as he tended his plants. The melody never changed, and neither did the extraordinary abundance of his harvest. When asked his secret, Wei simply smiled and said, "I learned long ago that plants respond not to what we do, but to what we are. I maintain the song of abundance within me, and nature cannot help but dance to its rhythm." The true art of manifestation lies not in the initial creation, but in maintaining the frequency that attracts miracles. Like a perfectly tuned instrument, your energy field must hold steady at the precise vibration of your desired reality. Vibrational anchoring practice. Begin by sitting in perfect stillness. Close your eyes and imagine a golden cord extending from your heart to the heavens. This is your soul's sacred frequency. Take 3 deep breaths, and with each exhale, feel yourself settling into perfect energetic alignment. Now identify the feeling of your desired manifestation, not the wanting of it, but the having of it. Let this feeling fill every cell of your body until you become a living instrument of this frequency. Place your hand over your heart and create a physical gesture, perhaps touching your thumb and middle finger together. This becomes your frequency anchor. Throughout the day, whenever you make this gesture, your entire being will remember and return to this exact vibration. Practice maintaining this frequency as you move through your daily activities. When you notice your energy shifting, simply touch your anchor point and realign with the feeling of your manifestation already fulfilled. Like the gardener's unwavering song, let your frequency become so stable that miracles naturally flow into your reality. Chapter 24. Activating the Quantum Mind. In a forgotten chamber of an ancient library, scholar Nathaniel discovered a leather-bound tome unlike any he had seen before. Its pages shimmered with strange symbols that seemed to shift and dance in the candlelight. As he traced the first symbol with his finger, a surge of energy coursed through his body, awakening something dormant within. Days passed as he studied the mysterious text. He began to notice subtle changes, knowing who would enter the library before they appeared, finding exactly the book he needed without searching, sensing the thoughts of others before they spoke. The symbols weren't mere markings. They were keys unlocking the quantum potential of his mind. Your brain is not simply a processor of information, it is a quantum receiver capable of accessing infinite fields of knowledge. The symbols in that ancient text activated what already existed, the ability to transcend ordinary human limitations and tap into universal consciousness. Far across the sea, a sailor named Thomas earned fame for his uncanny ability to navigate treacherous waters. Other captains questioned how he always chose the safest routes, avoiding storms that seemed to appear from nowhere. "I don't see the weather," he would say. "I feel it in the quantum field. The information is always there, waiting to be accessed." The quantum mind exists beyond the constraints of time and space. When fully activated, it perceives reality not as fixed events, but as waves of possibility. This is not supernatural. It is your natural state, forgotten but not lost. Quantum mind activation practice. Sit in absolute stillness and draw this ancient symbol in your mind's eye. A spiral moving inward, getting smaller and smaller until it reaches a single point of infinite potential. As you visualize this, feel your consciousness expanding beyond your physical form. Now place your hands palm up on your lap. Imagine streams of quantum information flowing through your crown chakra, down through your body, and out through your palms. Your hands will begin to tingle as they become sensitive to subtle energy fields. Focus on a specific question or situation in your life. Rather than thinking about it, allow your quantum mind to directly access the information field. Notice the first impressions, sensations, or knowings that arise. Trust what comes through. Your activated consciousness is now reading the quantum blueprint of reality itself. Maintain this state for several minutes, allowing your intuitive abilities to strengthen like a muscle being exercised. Feel the subtle vibrations coursing through your being as your consciousness expands into new dimensions of understanding. With each breath, your connection to the quantum field deepens, attuning you to frequencies beyond ordinary perception. With regular practice, you will find yourself naturally accessing levels of awareness you never knew you possessed, unlocking dormant capabilities that have awaited your discovery since time immemorial. Chapter 25, Living Beyond the Illusion. In the sprawling metropolis of steel and shadow, Kai lived as countless others did, contained by invisible boundaries. Each day he walked the same paths, followed the same routines, never questioning the walls he couldn't see but somehow knew were there. One evening, as the city's artificial lights flickered to life, a stranger appeared at his door. The woman's eyes held a knowing that made Kai uncomfortable. "The walls that bind you," she said, "exist only in your mind." Kai scoffed. "These are real walls, real buildings, real limitations." She smiled and extended her hand. "Walk with me." As they approached what Kai had always known as the city's edge, she stopped. "Close your eyes," she instructed. "Now, feel beyond what you think is possible." In that moment, something shifted within him. When he opened his eyes, the walls he'd believed in his entire life shimmered like mirages before dissolving completely. Beyond them lay endless fields of possibility he'd never imagined existed. Your perceived limitations are much like Kai's walls, constructs of the mind that appear solid only because you believe them to be. The matrix of reality you experience is shaped by your deepest beliefs, fears, and expectations. In the marketplace of an ancient city, there lived a merchant named Rashid who saw only scarcity. "There isn't enough to go around," he would mutter daily, his shop barely surviving. One morning, he caught his reflection in a polished brass pot and saw something startling, fear in his own eyes creating the very lack he believed in. That day, Rashid chose to see differently. Where he had once perceived competitors, he now saw opportunities for collaboration. What had seemed like limited resources revealed themselves as infinite possibilities. Within months, his business flourished beyond his wildest dreams. The matrix that surrounds you is not fixed. It is responsive to your consciousness. By dismantling false perceptions, you liberate yourself from self-imposed constraints. Matrix dissolution practice. Sit in silence and envision yourself surrounded by transparent walls. These represent your limiting beliefs. On each wall, watch as your fears and restrictions appear as glowing text, shimmering with an ethereal luminescence that makes them seem both powerful and strangely fragile. Now focus on one wall at a time. Question each belief. Is this truly real, or have I simply accepted it as truth? Feel the energy of each limitation, not with your mind, but with your being. Let your consciousness dance around these barriers, examining them from every angle, sensing their artificiality. As you recognize each belief as an illusion, watch that wall dissolve into pure light, transforming from solid barrier to radiant energy that merges with the universal flow. Continue until you're surrounded only by infinite space and possibility, your spirit expanding into the vastness that was always there. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing your energy field to expand into this newfound freedom. Feel the lightness of being unlimited, unrestricted, unbound by false perceptions. With each breath, sense your consciousness reaching further into the infinite expanse, remembering its natural state of boundless potential. Chapter 26. The Zero-Point Field. In the heart of an endless desert, where time seemed to lose its grip on reality, walked Omar, a nomad whose quest had consumed a lifetime. He sought neither water nor shelter, but something far more elusive, the place where existence itself emerged from nothingness. For years he followed whispers carried on the wind, until one dawn he found himself drawn to a peculiar valley. Here, the air vibrated with an otherworldly stillness, a silence so complete it seemed to pulse with life. As he stepped into this sacred space, Omar felt the boundaries of his being dissolve. In this profound quietude, he discovered what countless sages had spoken of, the zero-point field, where all possibilities exist in perfect balance. The space between heartbeats holds more power than all the actions we take. Within this field of pure potential, every possibility awaits activation by consciousness itself. Like a vast ocean of energy beneath the surface of reality, it contains all that was, is, or ever could be. In a distant mountain village lived Wei, a sculptor known for works of impossible beauty. For years he had fought with stone and chisel, forcing his will upon unyielding rock. One day, exhausted from struggle, he simply sat with a massive boulder, his tools untouched, beside him. As silence enveloped him, Wei began to perceive something extraordinary. The stone was not dead matter, but frozen potential. Instead of imposing his vision, he learned to listen. The masterpiece, he realized, already existed within. His role was not to create, but to reveal. Zero-point field activation. Find a space of absolute stillness. Close your eyes and allow your breath to become so subtle it barely disturbs the air around you. Feel yourself settling into deeper and deeper layers of quiet until you reach a point of perfect balance, neither breathing in nor out, neither thinking nor not thinking. In this space between spaces, sense the vast field of energy that surrounds and permeates you. It may feel like a gentle humming or a weightless floating. This is the zero-point field, where all energy exists in perfect equilibrium. Now, without moving, without trying, simply be aware of your oneness with this field. Feel how your consciousness naturally merges with this infinite source of potential. Stay here, suspended in pure possibility, allowing yourself to become a conscious channel for this limitless power. Let each breath draw from this infinite well of energy, filling your being with the pure potential of creation itself. You are not separate from this source. You are it, expressing itself through form. With every inhalation, feel the boundless power of the universe flowing through you like a sacred river of light. This eternal force moves through your body, mind, and spirit as naturally as water flows downstream, for you are a living channel of its divine expression. Chapter 27. Becoming an Architect of Reality. In the heart of an ancient city, Kamal stood before a mountain of scattered bricks, his heart heavy with doubt. The city's ruler had given him an impossible task: build me a palace worthy of the gods themselves. Yet as Kamal surveyed the seemingly random pile of materials, something stirred within his soul. As the first light of dawn touched the stones, he noticed how they caught the light in peculiar ways. Instead of forcing his will upon them, he began to arrange them according to their natural patterns. To his amazement, the bricks seemed to guide his hands, each finding its perfect place as though they had always known where they belonged. "I am not building," he whispered to himself. "I am simply allowing what already exists to emerge." The truth of creation lies not in forcing what isn't, but in revealing what already is. Every dream, every desire that stirs within your heart exists as a complete blueprint in the quantum field. Your role is not to construct reality from nothing, but to uncover the perfect pattern waiting to emerge. In the kingdom of Aldara, there lived a ruler named Rashid, who inherited a land torn by centuries of conflict. While his advisors urged him to raise armies and build walls, he chose a different path. Each morning he would sit in his garden and hold in his mind the vision of a peaceful, prosperous realm. Day by day, his inner vision began to materialize. Fields that once saw battles now yielded abundant harvests. Where fear once ruled, trust began to flower. The kingdom transformed not through force, but through the power of sustained intention. Reality Blueprint Practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Take 3 deep breaths, allowing each exhale to release any doubt or resistance. With your eyes closed, begin to see your life as a vast, empty canvas awaiting your conscious design. Now, take your journal and write down every aspect of your ideal life with precise detail. See yourself walking through this reality as though it already exists. What does your home look like? How do you spend your days? What relationships surround you? Write not from a place of wanting, but from a place of already having. As you write, feel the energy of each detail becoming more solid, more real. You are not creating something new. You are revealing a reality that already exists in potential form. Let your words act as the bridge between the unseen and the seen. Hold this vision in your mind with the same certainty with which you know the sun will rise. Your role is not to force this reality into being, but to align with its existing blueprint and allow it to emerge naturally through you. Chapter 28, The Final Initiation. In the highest peaks of the Himalayas, where the air grows thin and wisdom seems to dance on the wind itself, a disciple named Ravi waited. For 30 days and 30 nights he meditated in anticipation of his final test. His master had simply smiled and said, "When you are ready, the test will find you." As days turned to weeks, Ravi grew restless. He expected trials of endurance, riddles that would bend his mind, or tasks that would challenge his spirit, yet nothing came. The mountains remained silent, the wind whispered no secrets, and his master was nowhere to be found. On the dawn of the 31st day, as the first rays of sun painted the snow-capped peaks in gold, understanding dawned within him. The test was not coming because he had been taking it all along. In that moment of crystal clarity, Ravi laughed, a sound that echoed through the valleys. He had been waiting to prove himself worthy when he had been worthy all along. The power to shape reality was never something to be earned. It was his birthright. as it is yours. You have walked through the gates of understanding, unveiled the mysteries of quantum energy, and recognized the Creator within. There is nothing more to seek, nothing more to become. In a distant monastery, there lived an elder named Chen, who had spent decades traveling the world in search of the highest wisdom. He had climbed mountains, crossed deserts, and studied with the most renowned masters. One morning, as he sat in his garden watching a butterfly emerge from its chrysalis, he understood that everything he had searched for had always resided within him. The butterfly didn't need instructions on how to spread its wings, it simply knew. Just as you now know that you are the master of your reality, the weaver of your dreams, the architect of your destiny. Quantum mastery. Initiation. Find a quiet space and light a candle. Stand with your feet firmly planted on the ground, feeling the earth's energy rise through your body. Raise your hands to your heart and speak these words. I recognize the infinite power that flows through me. I am the master of my reality, the creator of my experience. All that I have learned was merely remembering what I have always known. I step fully into my power as a quantum master, accepting my role as a conscious creator of reality. So it is, and so it shall be. Let the candle's flame represent your awakened consciousness. Know that from this moment forward, you walk not as a seeker but as a master, fully equipped to manifest your deepest desires through the power of quantum energy. Chapter 29. Miracles on Command. In the heart of an ancient forest where shadows danced with light and wisdom whispered through leaves, lived a mystic named Kenzo. Unlike others who struggled against life's currents, Kenzo moved through existence as water flows around stones, effortlessly, naturally, perfectly. Those who watched him noticed strange occurrences. When rain threatened his garden, clouds parted. When food grew scarce, abundance found its way to his door. When others rushed in chaos, time seemed to bend around him, creating pools of perfect peace. The secret, he would say to those who asked, is not in doing, but in allowing, not in seeking, but in becoming the space through which miracles flow. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, operates with perfect precision. Every leaf that falls, every wind that blows, carries within it the seeds of miracle. Those who resist this flow create turbulence in their reality. Those who surrender become channels through which the quantum field expresses its infinite potential. Far to the east lived a traveler named Jin who had spent his life meticulously planning every journey. Maps filled his rooms, schedules governed his days. Yet despite his careful preparations, satisfaction eluded him. One morning, watching a feather float on the breeze, Jin made a radical choice. He burned his maps, abandoned his plans, and stepped out into the world with nothing but trust. What followed transformed his life. A chance encounter led him to a hidden valley filled with precious gems. A wrong turn revealed an ancient manuscript worth a fortune. Every mistake became a doorway to treasure. By surrendering to the flow of life, Jin discovered that the universe had always been conspiring in his favor. The quantum flow experiment. Sit in stillness and breathe deeply. Now, choose one area of your life where you've been striving and struggling. Release all plans, all expectations, all need to control outcomes. Speak these words. I surrender completely to the infinite wisdom of the quantum field. I release my need to direct, control, or force outcomes. I trust that the universe knows the perfect path to my highest good. I allow miracles to flow through my life naturally and effortlessly. Where there were plans, I now choose flow. Where there was struggle, I now choose ease. I am open to receiving in ways that surpass my imagination. For the next 7 days, practice absolute trust. When decisions arise, rather than calculating outcomes, feel for the path of least resistance, follow subtle signs, embrace unexpected turns, and watch as reality rearranges itself to support your highest good. Chapter 30. Bending Reality. In a temple perched atop the world's highest peak, where clouds wove between ancient pillars, a sage named Ryu sat with his final student, Akira. The mountain winds whispered secrets that few had ever heard, carrying wisdom older than time itself. "There is no reality," Ryu whispered, his voice barely audible above the wind. "There is only what you declare." Akira furrowed his brow. "Master, how can this be? The stone beneath us is solid. The wind is real." Ryu smiled and gestured to a bowl of water between them. "Declare that the water will rise." Skeptical but obedient, Akira focused his attention on the bowl. "I declare this water will rise," he spoke with quiet authority. To his astonishment, the surface of the water began to tremble, then slowly lifted into a perfect sphere floating in the air before his eyes. "Now declare that tomorrow's storm will pass around the temple," Ryu instructed. Akira did so, and when dawn broke, they watched as dark clouds split around their mountain, leaving them in a perfect circle of sunlight. Day after day, Akira tested this profound truth. He declared health into sick plants, peace into conflict, abundance into scarcity. Reality itself seemed to bend around his words, reshaping according to his declarations. In a distant city lived an artist named May who discovered this same truth through her brushes. Where others saw solid walls, she painted doorways, not mere images, but actual portals that opened into worlds she had imagined. First, she stepped through into gardens of her creation, then into possibilities she had only dreamed of. "The universe," she would say, "is not a fixed painting, but an empty canvas awaiting our brushstrokes." The fundamental truth of existence reveals itself. Reality is not solid, unchangeable, or external to you. It is a fluid, responsive field of infinite possibility, waiting to be shaped by your conscious declaration. The reality-bending ritual. Stand in a quiet space and raise your hands, palms facing outward. Speak these words with absolute authority. "By the power of the quantum field that flows through me, I declare my absolute sovereignty over reality. I am not subject to circumstances. Circumstances are subject to me. I am not bound by what appears to be. I am the author of what will be. As the infinite consciousness expressing itself through this form, I declare, state your new reality with unwavering certainty, and so it is." Feel the power of your declaration resonating through every cell of your being, vibrating with the frequency of absolute truth. Know that as you speak, the quantum field responds instantly and without hesitation, rearranging itself to match your command, for this is the eternal law of creation that has existed since time immemorial. Your words carry the force of divine authority, shaping the very fabric of existence. Conclusion. In the depths of an ancient sanctuary carved into living crystal, a timeless truth echoes. You were never separate from the power you sought. Through the mists of understanding, your consciousness expands beyond the boundaries of what you once believed possible. The walls between dreaming and reality dissolve, revealing that they were always one and the same. Each breath you take now resonates with the pulse of creation itself. Gone are the days of hoping, wishing, or praying for change. You have transcended the role of observer and stepped fully into your power as creator. The quantum field responds to your slightest intention, not because you have gained something new, but because you have remembered what was always yours. Look at your hands. They are no longer mere flesh and bone, but conductors of infinite possibility. Feel the energy coursing through your being, the same force that ignites stars and spins galaxies. This power has always been within you, waiting for the moment of recognition. Your thoughts no longer merely drift through your mind, they ripple through the fabric of existence itself. Each intention you hold shapes the quantum field, collapsing infinite possibilities into manifest reality. Time bends to your will, circumstances rearrange themselves to match your frequency, and what once seemed impossible now unfolds naturally before you. The universe is not a vast, empty space you must navigate. It is an extension of your consciousness, responding to your every command. You are both the artist and the masterpiece, the dreamer and the dream, the creator and the creation. This is not a gift bestowed upon you, but your natural state of being. The illusion of separation has dissolved, revealing the truth. You are an embodiment of the infinite, expressing itself through human form. Every limitation you once accepted was merely a story you told yourself. And now you are free to write a new one. As you stand in this awakened state, feel the resonance of your true nature. The power to shape reality flows through you as naturally as breath. There is no effort required, no force needed, only the pure expression of your divine authority as a quantum creator. Your words carry the weight of universal law, your intentions ripple through the fabric of existence, and reality itself bends to align with your vision. This is not magic or miracle. It is the natural order of things, the way existence has always operated, waiting only for you to remember. The veil has lifted, the initiation is complete, and you stand fully awakened to your true nature as a quantum creator. There is no returning to limited thinking, no stepping back into the illusion of powerlessness. You have emerged from the chrysalis of unconsciousness into the full expression of your creative power. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.